All right, so we're gonna talk about the new ID from Petzl. Been a huge fan of the ID. Been using it since it came out. I love it for rescue. It's just a super handy device. It's right up there with the D4. So the old ID's on the left, the new ID's on the right. Major big changes are on the new ID. When you go into descent mode, you let go of the handle locks. Whereas on the old ID, when we go into descent mode, you have to manually lock the handle. That's a really great feature. I'm glad they finally did that. Another major difference is if you look at the faceplate of the two, they've reinforced this wear point with steel instead of aluminum. And also on my ID here, if we wanted to do a two-person lower off or a two-person pick-off rescue, I would have to add friction with another carabiner, and I could just mimic that here. So I would have to add friction in that manner to do a two-person lower off, whereas with the new ID, if I want to add friction, I just have to come into that post. So that's great. Now I'm rigged up, I'm ready. I could have another person, I could do a two-person descent on the ID with that additional friction. So having that built in is a lot better than the old way that we had to do it with an additional carabiner stacked up somewhere. Some other features is the cam is different, so we can thumb the cam for belay purposes instead of tilting the device like we used to do. And the face of the cam is now a different shape as well. And you can see the two different cams. Still have the crew member proof device. If you load the device backwards, it will not function. It will just lock up. Can still attach and detach the rope from the system the whole time having it clipped to your harness still. It's great. Reduces the likelihood of dropping the device. So that's the new ID from Petzl. I think they knocked it out of the park with the improvements on it. Everything they did was an improvement on the device. The size range is still 10 to 11.5 millimeter, and that's Kernmantle ropes, folks. I see all the time, especially at tree climbing competitions, double braid ropes getting used in these type of devices, and you can run into problems if you really had to do a weighted lower off of somebody, because you're going to get that independent movement of the cover and core, and you'll get the jacket to bunch up and jam in the device, and then you got nowhere to go after that. So that's the new Petzl ID.